can you give us final tips, because our interview is about to end with a few minutes.
Mm-hmm.
What tips would you give our viewers?
So, I think the most important thing is as follows, and I see this a lot. There are at least 20, 30, 40 years ago, when American parents made Aliyah, one of the first things they did is make sure their kids became citizens of the United States. And that means they become subject to paying to income tax. And then 30, 40, 50 years, the children may never have even set foot in the United States, but they're earning money, they're making a good living here, and all of a sudden they get a letter from the IRS saying, where's your tax returns for the last 20, 30 years? You know? And so I think it's important. A lot of people say, well, you know what, I'll worry about it. I'm not going to file in the United States. I'll worry about it if they ever come to me. And you could be lucky, you could be lucky and win what we call the audit lottery, and you never have to deal with it. But a lot of people get caught. And if you get caught, it can be a very, very expensive process to get out of, and penalties and interest and all this. And especially happens with, let's say an entrepreneur. The parents made Aliyah 30 years ago. An entrepreneur all of a sudden becomes extremely successful. And when that person becomes extremely successful, if he doesn't file taxes in the U.S. and pay taxes, could be a huge problem. So I would say don't be what you'd call cavalier about the issue. If you're an American citizen, make sure you pay your taxes. It may be that all you have to do is file a return. You may not owe anything. File the return. Don't get into a situation where you could have lots of penalties, because the IRS can institute penalties even where there's no taxes due, just because you didn't file the return. So I would say on an issue like that, get an accountant who can handle your U.S. returns, file your returns, and don't leave it hanging where it could be a big problem. My email address is mark@hesstaxlaw.com. That's HESSTAXLAW.com. My website is similar to that. It's www.hesstaxlaw.com. My phone number in Israel is 0547-684-176, and my U.S. phone number is 310-926-7499.